The most marvelous holy motors. I am speechless, but I'll try to ask you questions that are not too gross. This is a film that makes you laugh and cry at the same time. It is a film of synthesizing many contradictions. And I wondered if it was a long time between this film and your last film, but when you started to write it, did it take you a long time or did it happen all at once?
No, the film mainly started out of my rage not to be able to make films. So I was supposed to make a film in London and it didn't happen, so then I imagined the film very fast. Yeah, the film was imagined fast, and the idea was to shoot it very fast, which didn't happen because we had trouble finding the money.
Okay. It is most obviously a film about cinema and particular strain of cinema. Yeah, surrealist cinema. And celebration
no,
of that?
It's not a film about cinema. The language of the film is cinema, but I see it as a kind of science fiction with more fiction than science. It's a world not too far from our world, but where I try to find a world where you could see in a short time, in one day, you could see try to tell about the experience of being alive in this world. So cinema is the language, but it's not about cinema.
Do you think it is as much about memory as it is about living in the present?
Yeah, it's about experience, the experience of being alive. So it goes to, I think, in one day. If it succeeds, you're supposed to see all the feelings and emotions you usually experience in a lifetime.
So let me ask you a concrete question. If you could do this totally as you wanted to, would you have preferred to shoot it in celluloid rather than in digital? And what's the meaning of shooting it in digital?
We are mutants, we're always mutants. So a few years before I did a film in Tokyo, it was a short film, and I shot it for the first time in digital. I had no choice. So I had to give up film, celluloid, which of course is sad, but that's how you live. You have to abandon stuff all the time in order to survive. So that's I'm not against digital. It's just that it was imposed on us for bad reasons, and it's not ready, and it's still very ugly, and nobody knows how to deal with it. But I have to do with it.
But let's see how to put this. Part of the sense of loss that is there in the film. I mean, the film is both a celebration with many sublime celebratory moments, and it is also a kind of act of mourning, what's lost. And part of what's lost is celluloid. And you even say it when in that scene with the cameras used to be heavier than us, and now you can't even see them.
Yeah, I still believe that, I mean, it's a miracle cinema exists, you know. It's a miracle it was invented. And the primitive power of cinema had to deal with this huge machine, which were cameras at the time. I still think, you know, when a camera would follow a man in let's say in a Murnau film, you had the feeling that it was God watching him. Now, if you have the same shot today on YouTube, made by anyone today, you won't have this feeling. But that's okay. Cinema has always had to reinvent itself to find that power again.
And do you want to say a little bit about working with Denis Lavant, and who is so marvelous in this film and could play all these characters in full-length films, each of them, and so much is about his transformative power and ability?
Well, I don't know Denis. I met him when we were 20 years old, and we've made 4 or 5 films together. I don't know him in real life. I mean, he's not a friend. We don't have dinner together, and we've hardly talked together. So mainly, it goes through, you know, finding the right costume. How is he going to walk or run, or physical stuff. In this case, of course, how he's going to make up wigs, etc. But in the years I didn't make any films, he grew as a better and better and greater actor, and that surprised me because I had imagined scenes I thought he couldn't do. I still shot them thinking it was crazy but he surprised me.
I mean, for me, the scene with the daughter in the car is the most surprising of all, because he seems like such an ordinary person.
I don't think he could have shot that a few years ago. I mean, yeah, that's what I mean by the fact that he became so wonderful and so great.